What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the CBSI Hot 10 list for April 24th, 2020. I am here with the writer of the Hot 10 list, Ben Stein. Ben, thank you for joining us again and writing the list this week. A lot of craziness going on out there in the comic world. And it seems like the list is slowly starting to get a little bit back to normal with some of the spec stuff. So it's kind of exciting seeing a little bit more spec going on. And
yeah, and I think MCS opening back up, I think, has helped as well.
Yes. And there's a lot of rumors that are percolating and people are talking about, and a lot of the news last week from the Boom Netflix stuff, and it's just exciting to see things hopefully starting to get a little bit back closer to normal, if there ever was a normal. But it's nice to see, and I know we're all really waiting to get our hands on some new books soon, so hopefully that'll start up soon. But at least we have plenty of back issues to hunt and plenty of back issues to talk about, so let's go ahead and get into it. What do you say?
Sounds good. Let's do it.
All right. So today, of course, we have our Golden Age book, which is, man, every week you just put up a new Golden Age book that I feel like I have to go out and buy. This one is one of the best ones yet.
Is that not the most insane cover? It is so bizarre.
It's gorgeous.
It really is. The colors on that little alien dude is like, I mean, just everything about this cover is just crazy. The red and blue, or purple and blue, or purple and red roses, and just all kinds of weird stuff going on in this. I mean, just robot, human. I don't know what's going on, man.
It is very weird. And you said it, the roses. I love the roses. Obviously, the coloring. The robot's crazy looking. The alien's crazy looking. Her dress really pops the way it kind of has that satin sheen to it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what a gorgeous book. I wish I would have known about it sooner so I could have maybe had my chance at trying to find one. What do these run on the secondary market?
So this week this one sold on Heritage. An 8.5 sold for $4,000, which a 9.2 copy, which is 2 grades higher, sold last year for the same price, just last year. So my guess is if you could find, I think there was low grade copies that may have sold a few years ago for less than $1,000, but it's going to be expensive. To find
it's a
this.
Tough one.
But this one, I don't know. This is one of those that, like, you're looking at the colors and you're like, I want this in high grade because the colors pop so much.
You know, if I would have seen this in really high grade somewhere, I would think it's not truly a Golden Age book.
It doesn't look it at all.
No,
the painting is just gorgeous on it.
Yeah, it really looks. It's almost got that like newish Bruce Timm. I got Bruce Timm on the mind because he's coming up here, but you know what I mean. It's kind of got like that new. It just looks great, and I love it. And I hope one day I can get one in my hands. But what a great book, and I can't say enough about your Golden Age honorable mentions lately. So
I love them.
Keep it up. All right, here we go. On to the next honorable mention this week, and another tough book. These Masters of the Universe variants and store variants. It seems like Image or excuse me, who put this book
from? This is from MV Creations. So this was in the weird. This was before. I think I can't remember the timeline. It was after Marvel, before Image, I think is where this one, but they only had like 7 issues. And these variants were just kind of real strangely dispersed. This one, I think, was an incentive, but I don't know if it was like a order, based on number of copies you ordered. It was like an incentive based on something else, or I'm not really sure exactly. But yeah, there's several. I think there's one of these for every single issue. No, I take that back. I think the first 4 issues were like that, and then the last 3 may have been like graham crackers, maybe, or something. And I think
that's what I was going to say. Graham crackers. I'll bring it up again. I believe I brought it up on the Hot 10, or at least on FlipSide before. Graham crackers I feel like Graham crackers was the store that had the very first run on like store exclusives.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, they were doing it before anybody.
Yeah, them and Dynamite were kind of, the Dynamic Forces were kind of doing that. But yeah, this one was really hard to find. I know Big Legs he's got this whole run, and I've talked to him about these before, and he's like, these things are really, really hard to find, like really hard to find.
Yeah.
So yeah, a raw copy sold this week for $300. Yeah. But there's none listed. I'm not sure there's been any sales on this for a long time. So it's just one of those cool He-Man books that you just don't see.
And Frank Quitely fans too. I mean, this is a killer cover, and it looks like it's
actually a wraparound.
Exactly.
The other side has got Skeletor and stuff coming at He-Man and stuff. So
I would like to see if there's maybe a print or anything that he did for this, because it would be cool to see, maybe see how good it looks on the wraparound, which being putting it up on your wall or something. But great cover, great looking cover.
Yep.
All right, on to the meat of the list this week, and number 10 is man, Star Wars. It just keeps on rumbling like a train, man. It just every week it seems like there's a couple books on the list from Star Wars.
Yeah, so this is a repeat offender.
Yep.
Darth Vader 3 has been on this list over probably the past 5 years, probably at least a dozen times, I would say. It is just on the list, off the list. The variant, the 1 in 25 LaRocca. Is it LaRocca? Is that who did it?
Yes, Salvador LaRocca. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this variant is by
this is the Gronov.
Gronov,
but it does have the 1 in 25.
Yes.
Those are selling for more as well. Basically, I think the rub right now is, Dr. Aphra's been kind of talked about 1,000 times. Has to be in some kind of Star Wars. And then I guess this week there was mention that Disney Plus was going to do a Star Wars all-female show. So I think I think the thought is and the lead female has not been named yet, I guess. And I guess people are thinking that it's going to be Aphra.
Oh yeah.
To lead the series. So. Yeah,
I like the character. I think the character's good character. I like the timeline that she's in the Star Wars timeline. I want to get more Vader stuff. I've been itching for more Vader stuff, and if the only way we get it is as like a side plot character in the Aphra stuff, I'm all for it. So
yeah. Copies kind of just slowly moved up this week, but in this day and age, or this month where a lot of things are not really moving up from 25 to 30 to 35 is a good bump. I still think 9/8 copies, even though there's a bunch of them out there, I think 9/8 copies are still they're only selling they're like around 100, slightly over 100. But I think in the long run, if she does actually progress and gets an outside fan following outside the comic world, and actually hits in the Star Wars world, it could be a $200+ book. So
yeah. And remember, guys, there's a lot of second, third, fourth prints that have different color schemes. I don't know if that's gonna be something to jump on, but they're out there, so keep an eye out for those too.
Yep.
All right, on to number 9. This is a great cover. I love the cover. It's one of the free comic book day books, and every once in a while one of these will pop up. It's One-Punch Man free comic book day.
Yeah, so okay, One-Punch Man free comic book day. This is, first of all, not the first appearance of One-Punch Man. One-Punch Man was a manga series, or manga, or however you say it, I don't really care, that was this free comic book day came out in 2016. I believe that series maybe came out in 2014, maybe 2 years early, maybe a year early. I can't really remember exactly, but it's way before this. With the same cover, the artwork may be slightly different, but I think it's pretty much the same story. Basically just kind of transferred into a free comic book day to, hey, go out and look for this series. This is another one of these that pops up on, somebody's app, and all of a sudden it went from 100 $1 book to $20 or more, and I think I saw one sold for like $40. Do what you want to, people, with your money, but don't, just because it pops up on somebody's app that says, hey, this is going to be a TV show, doesn't mean that all of a sudden $1 book should be a $40 book. That's not how it works. There are thousands and thousands of these books sitting in some store and a bunch of stores' boxes. There are people who never picked them up. And now that they see that they're going to be selling for $20 to $30, my guess is probably right now, since the store's closed, they're probably all headed to their warehouses to find all these books that are just going to be in stacks of these things. I just hope that I love Free Comic Book Day, but I don't love Free Comic Book Day books as first appearances, or even in this case as any kind of a key. These are more promotional books. These are not actual comic books. These are promotional. The stores pay 10 cents a piece to them, and they give them out to customers for free. So these should not be considered first appearances, because it's kind of, first appearance indicates that there's the publishing company has made some kind of risk by saying, we're going to make this comic and we're going to charge stores $1, $2, whatever it is. There's going to be some kind of risk involved with doing this. These free comic book days, there's no risk. They can throw out anything on these free books, and if all of a sudden, a bunch of people are like, oh, I like that one, then they're like, oh, we're going to make a book about this. That's not a first appearance. That's just throwing stuff at the wind. That's just round tabling stuff. So do what you want, but this isn't a first appearance. It's not anything. But I'm sure you're going to start seeing these things all over eBay.
Yep, so, just like the Umbrella Academy ones, and there were a million of those.
Yep. So,
all right, on to number 8 this week. Venom number 3. Venom, just like Star Wars, Venom always seems to be showing up on here. And Null, I don't think there's another character in comics that's as hot as Null right now. And tough book to find.
Crazy, yeah. I mean, the excitement around Null is building, and I think the rumor is that he's going to he's going to show up in Venom
Carnage,
2, right?
Yeah.
So there was kind of like a teaser this week for Carnage, or for Venom 2, and what they call it, what was the official title? Venom 2,
something Carnage.
Yeah, something Start Carnage or something like that. And I was actually expecting 361 to kind of pop, but it didn't really. That book's kind of one of those steady books where the price is pretty much, because there's so many of them out there, and the prices stay pretty steady on that. But these Null ones they just keep going up.
I've actually even heard people go as far as saying they think that Null is going to be the character that they kind of build the next set of movies, big Avengers type movies off of. It's the new Thanos type character, super hard to beat, this and that. And
I could see that. I mean, that would be interesting if they did that.
It would.
I mean, they would have. I think that they would have to tie in
Spider-Man,
Venom. I think there would have to be some kind of collaboration, but
it would be fun. And man, they could really do a lot of stuff with the whole symbiote thing, because you can go into the space with it. You can do cosmic stuff with it. There's a lot of fun stuff you can do with it. So hopefully they do it and do it right, but who knows?
Oh, sure.
On to number 7 here. This is another Star Wars book. This was on the list last week. Darth Maul. Anything Darth Maul, I'm a fan of. I like this cover.
Yeah. Aja's got I mean, you may have talked about it last week. That Daredevil cover that he did for, was it 110 or 111, whatever it is. His style is very, it's not super detailed. It's super, it's just very simplistic, but it's just what you see just is striking.
Yes. He's good at what he does.
Yeah. So The price went up again this week. Last week I think it was like $70. Now it's 85 plus. And I think just Star Wars stuff. I don't think it matters if you're going to be investing. I think Star Wars is just a good safe bet.
Yeah, especially when you have a little rarity behind it.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, on to number 6 this week. Now, I love this book. I wish I would have bought it whenever I would see it. I would pass this book up, even though I love it. And I know a lot of Bruce Timm fans out there, and this is one of those risque Bruce Timms that I love. So, Gen 13 bootleg number 18, Bruce Timm variant.
Yeah, this is a. I mean, one, it's a blast from the past. Anything Gen 13 is a blast from the past.
Yes.
But what I kind of related this to in the list this week is that it's kind of the same concept as that guy checking out that girl meme. And this was this was back in the 90s, I think this was 90s.
Yeah, it's late 90s, I believe.
Yeah, so this is forever ago. But it's kind of the same concept. But it's just a bizarre looking cover. You're right. It is very risque. Especially for just a basic Gen 13 title. I don't think that a book like this would ever fly on like a Spider-Man or anything like that. So it's just one of those. But sales have went from $10 to $15 to $30 now. There's only a few copies listed, and they're all listed higher than $30. So right now you're gonna have to pay $30 or more to get this.
And I'm sure you can find these if you go out there and look. So
I will say I've known about this book for a while. I'm a big Bruce Timm fan, and I was always a huge Gen 13 fan way back in the day. I have seen these, but not often. Not often. These are not the easiest ones to find.
Yeah, but you will see them, and you might not think, when you're going through them, that it's worth something. But this type of book, man. All right, on to number 5, and this is a fun one. I'll let you get on your Artgerm here, and Oz. Let's see here, Oz number 1, the Artgerm variant. Go for it. Yeah,
and first of all, everybody who's watching in the chat, thank you very much. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We appreciate it. We appreciate all the feedback that you guys give us. This one, there's several Artgerm books that he did for Zenescope way back before he got popular, and this is one of them. It's a really pretty cover. I love the tornadoes in the background. I love the Wicked Witch up in the corner. It's one of those that you don't necessarily think about when you're going, back issue bin digging. But it is, and especially since it's a B cover, it's not that easy to find. The people that were ordering Zenescope a lot of times don't order any of the B or C covers. So this one may be a little more difficult. Rag said that Campbell did the cover A on this. Basically this was a $5 to $10 book. Multiple sales this week, $20, $30, $40 is what they're selling for now. There actually is a best of covers that has this cover but it's got down at the bottom, it's got a bar that says something. So like where the barcode is, it cuts the entire bottom of that section off, where her legs are and stuff. So it's a little less pretty than this one, but still a good cover. So if you see that one and don't want to spend $30 or $40 on this one, that one might be a cheaper alternative for you.
Yeah, very cool. All right, before we get on to the rest of the top 5, I want to let everybody know to make sure you guys go and check out the list every week at comicbookinvest.com. As you can see, it's on the side there. It's always up every time you go to the page. But more than just the Hot 10 list, the whole page is amazing. The whole website, everything about it is great. I call it the Wizard of Our Days. Some great covers going on right now. We got a new dollar bin digging article up from Peter Renna. We have some new Walker, some new cover tunes, all kinds of fun stuff, and foreign delicate, just all kinds of cool stuff. So make sure you guys go check it out. And there's also if you guys want to get in on some cool gear, make sure you guys go check out CBSISwag.com. So let's get out of that and head on over to the next book, which is an oldie but a goodie. It is
Uncanny X-Men number 266. I mentioned in the article this week that this is one of those books that this is the first book that I remember that I wanted. And I don't know exactly why, because I wasn't really an X-Men reader, but I just loved the character of Gambit for some reason, and I didn't really even know why. Maybe it was just the way that in issues later that I did read, just the way he talked or what, I don't know what it was. This costume is straight out of the 90s. It is so hideous. It's so bad. But this book is just, it's gone on forever. He's never been in a movie. There's been thoughts that he was going to with,
I think he was in one of the Wolverines, wasn't he? But they didn't really do a good job with him.
You were right. He was like, it was like in a little,
it was so forgettable. You forgot it.
And it was that really bad Wolverine movie, wasn't it?
Yes,
yeah.
The bad one with Ryan
Reynolds. Yeah, Reynolds. Yeah. Okay, I remember, it was like in a bar scene or something like that, right? Yeah, but for some reason this week, the 9/8 had dropped that back down at the beginning of the month to like 350 for 9/8. They've been going up ever since, and the most recent sale was 4.25. So I'm not sure exactly why. There are tons of these out there, but I don't know. It just, the price has been going up.
Also, Jim Lee fans, I know it's not a Jim Lee cover, but Jim Lee fans want this book. Kubert fans want this book. And like you said, I think a lot of it is also ingrained from how popular a character Gambit was from the cartoon. And a lot of people who are wanting this book probably grew up watching that cartoon, but I'm with you. I love this book. I'll always love this book. I'm the same way with you. It was one of those first books that I just remember everybody going crazy for. So I'll always love this book, and I'll pick it up anytime I get a chance.
Yep.
All right, on to number 3, another oldie but goodie, a little bit newer, but Miles Morales. I hate to say it, I thought he was going to be a character. It wasn't going to work. Boy, was I wrong.
Yeah, Ultimate Fallout 4. Again, this is kind of like the Dr. Aphra or the Vader.
Number 3. Yep.
It just keeps popping. This book just continually pops up on the list. It spikes and then it goes down a little bit, and then it spikes and then it goes down a little bit. It's back in the spike range again. It's a month ago, 9/8 were 375 to 400, which me, the dumb one, I sold mine then. Now they're 5. Yeah, I should have known as soon as I sell it, it's going to jump in price. But
yeah.
But even I was looking at Philip Chung was showing me census of this one compared to Edge of Spider-Verse, and there are many more 9/8 of Edge of Spider-Verse than there are of Ultimate Fallout. And this is Morales. This is actual Spider-Man. This isn't Gwen Stacy. This is not a supporting character. And I think this one's still at 500. I think it's probably still it still might be a buy at this point.
Got some room to grow.
They are. I mean, I've got several copies, but they're all still in the poly bags, and I can see the line on the back, from the stupid bag. So they're not 9/8.
What do you think about the second prints of this, where it actually shows Miles' face on the cover? What are your thoughts on that book?
There were so many. Well, and the second prints were weird because it had 2 second prints. It had the one where it was just this, where his face is showing right where the Spider-Man is, or Spider-Man No More, and then the one where it's just his face, which I do not like. I don't like that cover at all. But I don't know. I think there was so many second prints that I think it hurt. I mean, there was just so many of them. Like even after this one had gone up in value, I mean, I was still finding those second prints just sitting in back issue bins for cover price. And I wasn't even buying them. I was just leaving them there. I mean, normally I will buy second print variants pretty much all the time, but I was leaving those. I think if these are out of your price range, I think the second print that looks like this one with just showing his face, I think is a way to go.
Yeah, I agree. All right, on to number 2, my favorite book in the list. This was a big deal last week for me. I'm a big Mouthguard fan. This is one of the books that, as you know, Ben, I spec on pretty hard over the last 5 years or so. I buy it whenever I get a chance. I'm still searching for that original self-published copy from, I think, Archaic, which was the self-copy one.
This one, the Mouthguard number 1 was originally, I think it was Arcadia or whatever it is. Whatever it is. I don't know. It was basically bought out by Dark Horse, or not Dark Horse, but Boom.
Yes.
So I don't even know if that publisher is even still in existence. But hey, I'm glad you were smarter than me and was looking for this. Even though I'd read all the critical acclaim articles about, hey, you've got, this is one of the must reads, you have to read this thing, and I just never did, and I just never picked it up, even though I knew in the long run I should. It took another big price jump from last week. Last week it was it on honorable mention or like number 10, or it was way down on the list last week.
Yeah, it was down on the list.
Jumped all the way up to number 2 this week because copies are now 200, raw copies are 200 plus. And 9/8 are 4 1/4 or more. That's big. Yeah, big money. I think I don't know if I've ever even. Maybe it's just because of the weird size it was. I don't know. I just don't even know if I've ever even seen this book, to be honest.
I'm trying to find. I have some out within.
I was gonna say, are you gonna humble brag this?
No, I was going to show people the size, trying to show people the size, but it's square bound. It's very hard to get, in bags and boards, and it's very hard to get in a box. You got to get the magazine boxes, and you can find remarked ones, which is sweet. And David Peterson is really cool guy. I remember when this first got big, it was, I think, the last year I went to San Diego. And I talked to him for a little bit, and he's just a cool dude. And I'm really happy this is finally starting to get some big screen, talk.
Yeah. And there's some people talking about the multiple prints.
There are multiple prints.
Make sure that you get the first print if you're wanting to do if you're wanting to invest in this. Make sure you're looking for that first print.
Yeah. All right, on to number 1 this week. Here we are again, back with Noel.
All right, so there was and I think it started as it might have been a thread, maybe on Facebook or something, like on our Facebook page. So if you haven't checked our Facebook page out, go to our CBSI Facebook page. There's almost 10,000 members on there, all kinds of talk and everything like that, but kind of the initial people started talking about what is the first cover appearance of Null, and it was this book and number 5, which is it's got a store variant from Frankie's, I think is where it was from, and Topher ended up doing an article on the website that kind of I don't know if I don't really know what the final verdict on that was. This one, I believe, number 3 came out just after number 5, the store variant. So, but in my small brain, I don't understand what the point of, who cares what the first cover appearance is. This is still, the book itself still has the first appearance inside.
Yes.
And And that's I think the main key is not who's on the cover. Now, this one jumped in price. This one's doubled in price from $50 to $100 or more this week, which is why it hit number one. Which is why this one has the extra, is because he is on the cover, but not because it's the first cover appearance. It's just because it's his first appearance inside, even though it's a third print, even though it's the Venom 3 third print. Just the fact that it's got his first appearance inside and it's showing him on the cover, I think, are the two big drawing points. The print run is really not small on this. There was like almost 10,000 of these ordered.
Wow.
Yeah, so there was a bunch ordered. It's not like it's got some microscopic print run, but it is a pretty cool looking cover. But I think that's the big draw.
Donnie Cates keeps on chugging away, doesn't he? He just keeps on. Man, he's the spec darling right now. He continues.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I hope that this list will help you. You guys can go out and maybe use this list or to find some stuff to make some money on, or to go find some books you really want. You did a good job this week, Ben. Thank you for keeping up the good work. And
are we mentioning? Yeah, make sure you like and subscribe. Check us out next week. There may be some new wrinkles next week on the list.
Yeah, we got some ideas coming, so make sure you guys keep tuned in. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Of course, we've got some amazing stuff going on in the realm of FlipSide YouTube. So make sure you guys are checking out all the other shows. There's some really amazing stuff, and I'm watching a bug fly right over the lens.
hey, just remember, we're the original. Thank you guys seriously for commenting, for watching. We do appreciate. I appreciate the comments on the website. I read them all, so even if I don't respond, I did read your comment, good or bad. So I do appreciate it. If you have specific questions, hit me, hit Bryan up on Instagram, hit Deno up on Instagram. We're always going to respond to you, and we really appreciate it. And we hope you guys are all staying safe. And hopefully next week we might start seeing some improvement in some of this world that's going on right now.
I know, it would be nice. It would be nice. And like Ben said, we appreciate you all, and stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you guys next time.
See ya.
Peace.